What's going on? We're here to talk about the best thing you can eat, which is actually nothing to eat at all. It's working out and exercising. More so exercising. And even more so, if you want to get diplomatic about it, moving the body. The number one thing people have a problem with is moving the body. Stagnation. That's the end of your life. To me, most disease, illness, even if you want to talk about cures and even other things, whatever you want to talk about, is because people aren't moving enough. And it's just simply that. I believe exercise can cure or reverse or make them things go away 80% of them. And then we can worry about the other 20%. The problem nowadays in the new world, let me try to switch this. In the new world, is just people aren't moving enough. There's too much stagnation. And there's other ways to look at it too. There's too much stuff made readily, easily. Things are so accessible. You know, people may not know they have to move. The food is one aspect to it. And certain types of foods. I necessarily don't think that's the end-all, do-all. Especially when we come into the amount of activity you're doing. Usually, for the most part, the more activity you do, the more energy you're going to require. Somebody who doesn't necessarily do a lot of activity is not going to have to move a lot. AKA eat a lot. Pretty much the more you eat, the more you should move. And I'm walking across a log right now, across the stream. And I just didn't want to fall. Exercise can benefit pretty much anybody. There's few people that overdo it, let's say. And you could throw me in that box and light it with a match. Set the house on fire. But on the daily and recommendation, I think people need to move a lot more than they do. To the degree, basically, in any degree. It doesn't even matter what you eat. But if you are going to eat, to me, like if you want to dive deeper, if you are going to eat, it just all depends, really. Really what you need. I do think higher meat consumption, to some degree, is going to give you more energy. And that's just kind of obvious. And you might need that to sustain your energy. Sorry, it got real slippery and I was just like Thomas the Choo-Choo Train. And I clicked, the thing is you can't click any buttons on it. And there's just freaking buttons on both sides. So I had to hold it at a degree and just hold it like so loosely. And just hold it for a long period of time. Exercise can benefit everybody. And I just think it's like one of the best things out there. Because if we want to get, that's it. Like, that's all I have to say. Like, because the messages are easy. The personal story, it's just like, There's a lot coming. I gotta dig deep for it. Switch hands real quick. Any time in my life, I just wanted to capture the moment. Any time in my life, whatever I was going through, other than exercising, over-exercising, of course, exercise like always made me feel good. And it didn't always have to be super high intensity. It could be walks just like I'm doing right now. I hit the button again. Doesn't matter because this video is not going to be long. That's pretty much it. We got real deep and we got real personal. Like girlfriends, maybe even friends, at a time that I did have depression, or just pretty much anything. Of course, you don't want to overdo it and overstimulate yourself either. There's a balance, but people got a little people get a little bit unbalanced sometimes. Just like a seesaw. You want to be right in the middle, just right in the moment. Because, you know, a lot of people, especially in the Western world, probably everywhere though, I'd imagine, they're all going through highs and lows, just like a seesaw. And it's crazy, because sometimes it makes the best of you, or sometimes it makes the rest of you. Just know I'm coming with an open-hearted message, and I've moved around all my life, and then got to a point where I couldn't move around at all for a long time, and a real long time. But just know exercise is going to benefit you more than you know it. More than any, like, I'm getting real. We're getting to the nitty gritty. Them breathing exercises, they're nice, but you can get the real breath when you move your body. Your body's meant to move. It's always meant to move. We may be living under different circumstances nowadays. Doesn't matter. That means you have a chance to evolve. This is like a prime definition of evolution, pretty much. And because we can do things more to a degree, depends on what you're using, and just have more access to, things are just well equipped and built. Something like a gym. But anywho, exercise is everything. Take note and just get some in. Whether you gotta do something that you want to do with the exercise, I recommend stuff in nature outside. Getting outside. I feel like when you get outside, you're pretty much required to move. And that's pretty much it. And I do, just to talk a little more, I do like the change of seasons. I know some people, obviously this is gonna reach the world. I do like the seasons. I like the winter. And I especially like the winter because that, you are the heater. You are the heat source. Some food can heat you up. There's no question about it. But at the end of the day, people are always crying because they got such convenience. Just because it's cold, you know, you got to get outside. I love the sun. I love it. But I wish I didn't get this. Either one of these, really. Both my arms are freaking tired. But the sun can be way too much sometimes. I can only imagine. I believe I can adapt. I do like it, but I also like the variant, you know, like 3 months winter. Maybe if I'm feeling lucky, 6. If I'm in a cabin, maybe 9. At a ski resort, maybe 12. But I like both the seasons. And I basically just want to explore more too. But don't let an outside force change it. Who gives a fuck if it's raining? You're gonna get dirty. You know, the game gets dirty. There's no question about that. Some people ain't, you know, I'm open about the dirtiness. Some people are just, you know, act like a mouse when it comes to dirtiness. I love shooting these videos because I get a message out, but it's also funny as fuck. Anywho, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a like. Give yourself a dislike. Let me know what you're thinking down below. How you're feeling. Love to hear from you, baby. Mwah. Tell your friends about the video. Let's get it going. Snap, crackle, fizzle is the Instagram. Sometimes you just gotta throw a long shout it out. When you give such real information, you just gotta throw some other shit out there. Show love and support. I love the collab. Let's team up, baby. 220. It's a different vision. Oh. See you guys later.